Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to the English Academy. I am very happy that you are here today. Every time you watch these stories, you learn simple English. And you also learn powerful life lessons. So, find a comfortable place. Put your phone down for a few minutes. Take a deep breath. And let's begin. Today's story is about something that almost everyone does. Maybe you did it today. Maybe just a few minutes ago. You picked up your phone. You said, "Only 2 minutes." You wanted to check one message. One video. One post. That was all. But something strange happened. 2 minutes became 20 minutes. 20 minutes became 1 hour. Then another hour. And suddenly, half of your day was gone. Has this ever happened to you? If your answer is yes, don't worry. You are not alone. Millions of people around the world have the same problem. Students, teachers, doctors, businessmen, parents, even successful people. They all say the same thing. I don't know why I can't stop. Maybe you also tell yourself, I am lazy. I have no discipline. I waste too much time. But today, you will discover something surprising. What if the problem is not only you? What if your phone is designed to keep you scrolling? Imagine this. You enter a room with 100 closed doors. Behind every door is a surprise. Maybe something funny. Maybe something shocking. Maybe something exciting. Would you stop after opening one door? Probably not. You would want to know what is behind the next one. And then the next one. And the next one. This is exactly how social media works. Every swipe is another door. Every video is another surprise. Every scroll makes your brain ask, what comes next? Without knowing it, you keep going. Minute after minute. Hour after hour. The scary part is, you don't even notice the time. You laugh. You smile. You keep watching. But your dreams are waiting. Your homework is waiting. Your family is waiting. Your health is waiting. Your future is waiting. And while all of these things are waiting, your thumb keeps moving. Up. 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 Again. And again. Now let me tell you about a young man named Alex. Alex was 22 years old. He had big dreams. He wanted a better life. He wanted to speak English fluently. He wanted to get a good job. He wanted to become fit. He wanted to make his parents proud. Every night before sleeping, he made a promise. Tomorrow will be different. I will wake up early. I will study. I will exercise. I will not waste my time. It sounded like a perfect plan. But the next morning, everything changed. His alarm rang. He opened his eyes. He picked up his phone. Just to turn off the alarm. Then he saw one notification. He opened it. After that, another notification appeared. Then one short video started playing. Alex smiled. It is only one video, he said. Then another video started. Then another. Without thinking, his thumb kept moving. 30 minutes disappeared. Then 1 hour. When Alex finally looked at the clock, he was shocked. His study time was gone. His morning walk was gone. His breakfast was late. His whole plan was broken. Again. Alex felt angry. Not at his phone. At himself. He looked into the mirror and quietly said, "What is wrong with me? Why can't I stop? Why do I keep doing the same thing every day?" He believed he was weak. He believed he had no self-control. But Alex didn't know an important truth. A truth that most people never learn. His phone was not simply a phone anymore. It had become a machine that wanted one thing. His attention. The longer he stayed, the more successful the apps became. Every extra minute made someone else richer. But Alex became poorer. Not poorer in money. Poorer in time. Poorer in focus. Poorer in energy. And the worst part. He didn't even realize it. He thought he was making small choices. But those small choices were slowly creating his future. One scroll. 1 minute. 1 hour. 1 day. 1 year. Everything started with one simple swipe. That morning, Alex had no idea that his life was about to change forever. Because later that day, he would meet someone who asked him one simple question. A question so powerful that it completely changed the way he looked at his phone. Alex sat quietly on his bed. His phone was still in his hand. He looked at the screen. Then he looked at the clock. More than 1 hour had disappeared. He closed his eyes. He felt disappointed. He was not angry because he watched videos. He was angry because he had broken another promise. A promise to himself. That day, Alex went to the library. He wanted to study. But he could not focus. His mind was full of short videos. Funny sounds. Fast pictures. Quick jokes. His book was open. But his eyes stayed on the same page. 5 minutes passed. 10 minutes passed. He read the same sentence again and again. Finally, he closed the book. He whispered. Why can't I focus anymore? Just then, an old man sitting near him smiled. The old man had been watching Alex for a long time. He walked slowly toward Alex. He asked, "Young man, may I ask you one question?" Alex nodded. The old man smiled again. He said, "Who is controlling your life?" Alex looked surprised. He answered, "I control my life." The old man gently shook his head. "No. If a small screen can change your plans every day, then maybe you are not the one in control." Alex became silent. The old man continued. "Tell me honestly. When you open your phone, do you always stop when you plan to stop?" Alex slowly answered. "No." The old man asked another question. "Do you always choose the videos? Or do the videos choose you?" Alex had no answer. For the first time, he realized something. Maybe he was not making every decision. Maybe the app was making many decisions for him. The old man sat beside Alex. He picked up a small notebook from the table. He drew a circle. Inside the circle he wrote one word. Attention. Then he said, "Today, attention is more valuable than gold. Every company wants your attention. The longer you watch, the more money they make. They don't sell videos. They sell your time." Alex listened carefully. The old man continued. "Think about this. These apps have thousands of smart people working every day. They study your behavior. They study what makes you smile. What makes you stop. What makes you click. What makes you stay. They improve the app every week. To make it harder for you to leave." Alex's eyes became wide. He had never thought about it before. He always believed he was making free choices. But now, he started asking himself, what if I am playing a game that I can never win? The old man smiled. He could see the question growing inside Alex's mind. Then he said something Alex would never forget. Your biggest enemy is not your phone. It is the habit your phone has created. You do not wake up wanting to waste 3 hours. You only pick up your phone for 1 minute. But habits are powerful. They begin with one small action. And before you notice, they begin controlling your life. Alex looked at his phone again. For the first time. It did not look like a simple device. It looked like a trap. A beautiful trap. One that millions of people entered every single day. Without even knowing it, Alex held his phone in his hand. He looked at the black screen. It was silent. But somehow, it still felt like it was calling him. The old man smiled. Then he asked, "Can I tell you a short story?" Alex nodded. Many years ago, people wanted to catch monkeys in the forest. But monkeys were very smart. They could run fast. They could climb trees. So the hunters used a simple trick. They placed some sweet fruit inside a small jar. The hole of the jar was just big enough for an open hand. The monkey reached inside. Grabbed the fruit. But now his closed fist was too big to come out. He had only one way to escape. Let go of the fruit. But he refused. He wanted the fruit too much. And because he would not let go, the hunters caught him. The old man became quiet. Then he looked at Alex. We laugh at the monkey. But every day, millions of people do the same thing. They hold their phones. Even when they know it is stealing their time. They could stop. They could put the phone down. But they don't. Alex felt something inside him. It was true. Nobody forced him to scroll. Nobody tied the phone to his hand. Yet every day, he picked it up again. The old man asked, "Have you ever gone to YouTube to search for one video? And 1 hour later, you forgot what you wanted to watch?" Alex laughed softly. Yes. Many times. The old man laughed too. That is not an accident. The apps always show you something new. Something exciting. Something unexpected. Your brain loves surprises. It says, maybe the next video will be even better. So you keep scrolling. The old man picked up a coin from his pocket. He flipped it into the air. Heads. Then again. Tails. Again. Heads. He smiled. You never know what will come next. That mystery keeps you interested. Social media works the same way. One video is boring. The next one is amazing. Then another is funny. Then another is shocking. Your brain keeps waiting for the next surprise. Alex slowly understood. He wasn't addicted to one video. He was addicted to not knowing what came next. The old man stood up. Before leaving, he said one final sentence. Always remember this, Alex. If someone controls your attention, they slowly begin to control your life. Alex watched the old man walk away. Those words stayed inside his mind. That evening, he went home. He placed his phone on the table. He wanted to study. But after only 3 minutes, his hand slowly reached toward the phone again. He stopped. He looked at his own hand. Then he quietly whispered. So, this habit is stronger than I thought. For the first time in his life, Alex was not fighting his phone. He was fighting himself. And that battle had only just begun. That night, Alex could not sleep. He kept thinking about the old man's words. If someone controls your attention, they slowly begin to control your life. The room was quiet. The lights were off. But one small light was still shining. His phone. It was lying on the table. Then, the screen suddenly lit up. One notification. Alex looked at it. His heart said, "Don't touch it." But his hand moved anyway. He unlocked the phone. One message became one video. One video became another. Then another. 30 minutes disappeared. Alex looked at the time. He smiled sadly. So, this is how it happens. It starts with just one touch. The next morning, Alex decided to watch himself carefully. Not other people. Not the phone. Himself. Every time he reached for his phone, he asked one question. Why am I picking it up? The first time, he was waiting for breakfast. The second time, he felt bored. The third time, he wanted to avoid studying. The fourth time, he didn't even know why. That surprised him the most. Sometimes, he picked up his phone without any reason. It had become automatic. Like breathing. Like blinking. His hand moved. Before his brain even made a decision. That evening, Alex opened a notebook. He wrote every reason he had picked up his phone. Bored. Lonely. Tired. Stressed. Avoiding work. Waiting in line. Sitting on the bus. Lying on the bed. Slowly, he noticed something important. The phone was not the real problem. It was only an escape. Every time life became a little uncomfortable, he escaped into his screen. When studying felt difficult, he scrolled. When exercise felt hard, he scrolled. When he felt lonely, he scrolled. When he felt nervous, he scrolled. The phone became his hiding place. But hiding never solved his problems. It only delayed them. The next day, Alex met the old man again. He showed him the notebook. The old man smiled proudly. "You have taken the first step." Alex looked confused. "I haven't stopped scrolling." The old man nodded. "I know. But now you can finally see the habit. You cannot change something that you refuse to notice. Most people think, I have no discipline. But they never ask, what is making me pick up the phone? The question is more powerful than the answer." Alex stayed silent. Everything was starting to make sense. The old man looked at the sky and said, "Imagine a tree. You only see the leaves. But the real strength of the tree is under the ground. The roots. Scrolling is like the leaves. The real problem is hidden underneath. Boredom. Fear. Stress. Loneliness. Escape. If you only cut the leaves, they grow back. But if you understand the roots, your life begins to change." Alex looked at his notebook again. For the first time, he realized he wasn't addicted only to his phone. He had become addicted to escaping his own thoughts. The next morning, Alex made a small promise. "I will not touch my phone for the first 30 minutes after I wake up." It sounded easy. Very easy. But when the alarm rang, his hand moved toward the phone again. He stopped. He smiled. "This is harder than I thought." He got out of bed. He washed his face. He drank a glass of water. But his mind kept saying, "Check your phone. What if someone sent a message? What if you missed something important?" The voice became louder. Finally, Alex picked up his phone. No important message. No emergency. Nothing had changed. He laughed. "My brain fooled me. That afternoon, Alex met the old man once again. The old man asked, "Tell me honestly. What were you afraid of?" Alex thought for a moment. Then he answered, "I was afraid of missing something." The old man nodded. "There is a name for that. It is called FOMO. The fear of missing out." He continued. "People think they will miss big news. An important message. Or something exciting. So they check their phones again. And again. And again. But let me ask you something. In the last 7 days, how many things did you really need to see immediately?" Alex smiled. "Almost none." The old man smiled too. "You see. Most of the time, we are not afraid of missing information. We are afraid of being alone with our own thoughts." Alex became quiet. Those words hit his heart. The old man continued. "When you sit quietly, your mind starts talking. It reminds you of your unfinished work. It reminds you of your dreams. It reminds you of your fears. So instead of listening, many people open their phones. The screen becomes louder than their thoughts." Alex remembered every night he had spent scrolling. He wasn't looking for entertainment. He was trying to escape silence. The old man picked up 2 cups. One cup was full of clean water. The other was full of muddy water. He gently stirred the muddy cup. "Look carefully. The water became darker. You cannot see the bottom." Then he placed the cup on the table. He did nothing. After a few minutes, the mud slowly settled. The water became clear again. He looked at Alex and said, "Your mind works the same way. If you never stop scrolling, your thoughts never become clear. But when you sit in silence, your mind slowly becomes calm. You begin to think better. You begin to focus. You begin to understand yourself." Alex looked at the 2 cups. For the first time, he understood that silence was not his enemy. It was something he had been running away from. And maybe silence was exactly what he needed. The next day, Alex decided to do something different. He left his phone in another room. Then he sat at his desk. There was no music. No notifications. No videos. Only a book. A notebook. And complete silence. The first 5 minutes felt impossible. His mind kept saying, "Go and check your phone. You might have a new message. Maybe someone liked your photo. Maybe there is a new video." Alex took a deep breath. He stayed in his chair. 1 minute passed. Then another. Slowly, the voice became quieter. After 15 minutes, something surprising happened. He was reading. Really reading. For the first time in many months. He finished an entire chapter. Without touching his phone. Alex smiled. It was a small victory. But it felt like a big one. That evening, he met the old man again. "I finally studied for 1 hour," Alex said proudly. The old man smiled. "How do you feel?" Alex answered. "My mind feels lighter. I don't feel as tired. I actually remember what I read." The old man nodded. "Because your brain was finally allowed to focus." He picked up a flashlight. Then he turned it on. The light was bright. It pointed in one direction. "Look at this light," he said. "When it stays in one place, it becomes powerful." Then he quickly moved the flashlight everywhere. Left. Right. Up. Down. The light touched everything. But it stayed nowhere. Your attention works the same way. If your attention jumps every few seconds, Your brain becomes tired. But when your attention stays in one place, your brain becomes stronger. Alex understood immediately. Every short video, every notification, every quick swipe, was pulling his attention away. No wonder he could not focus. No wonder reading felt difficult. No wonder studying felt boring. His brain had become used to changing every few seconds. The old man continued. Imagine trying to grow a tree. You plant a seed today. Tomorrow you dig it up. The next day you plant it somewhere else. Will the tree grow? Alex smiled. Of course not. It needs time. The old man nodded. So does your mind. Deep learning needs time. Real success needs time. Strong relationships need time. But scrolling teaches your brain to want everything. Immediately, Alex looked down. He remembered how impatient he had become. He skipped long videos. He skipped books. He skipped conversations. He even skipped his own goals. He wanted quick results. Quick entertainment. Quick happiness. But life did not work that way. The old man placed a hand on Alex's shoulder. The strongest people are not the ones who never get distracted. They are the ones who keep bringing their attention back. Again. And again. And again. Alex took a deep breath. For the first time, he stopped asking, "Why can't I stop scrolling?" Instead, he asked a new question. How can I train my mind to focus again? And that simple question changed everything. The next morning, Alex woke up before the sun. He looked at his phone. Then he smiled. No. Not today. He left it on the table. Instead, he opened the window. Fresh air entered the room. Birds were singing. The world was already awake. But for the first time in many years, Alex noticed it. He had spent so many mornings looking at a screen that he had forgotten to look at the sky. He made a cup of tea. He sat quietly. No music. No scrolling. No notifications. Just silence. At first, it felt strange. Almost uncomfortable. But after a few minutes, he felt something he had not felt for a long time. Peace. Real peace. Later that day, Alex met the old man again. The old man asked, "What did you discover this morning?" Alex smiled. "I discovered that silence is not empty. It is full of answers." The old man laughed. Exactly. Most people are afraid of silence. So they fill every empty moment with their phones. When they eat, they scroll. When they walk, they scroll. When they wait, they scroll. When they cannot sleep, they scroll. They are never truly present. Alex nodded. He remembered standing in long lines, waiting for the bus, even sitting with his family. Every free second, his phone appeared in his hand. The old man picked up a small glass. Then he slowly poured water into it. Drop. By drop. By drop. Soon, the glass became full. He looked at Alex. Success works like this. It grows one small action at a time. Reading 10 pages. Walking for 20 minutes. Learning 5 new English words. Sleeping on time. They look small. But together, they change your life. Then he picked up the phone from the table. He smiled. Scrolling also works one small action at a time. One short video. One more swipe. 5 more minutes. It also grows. But instead of building your future, it quietly steals it. Alex became silent. He imagined two roads. One road was built with small good habits. The other road was built with small bad habits. Both started with tiny choices. But after a few years, they led to completely different lives. The old man looked at him and said, "Never underestimate a small decision. You do not become successful in one day. You become successful one choice at a time. You also do not waste your life in one day. You waste it one scroll at a time." Those words stayed inside Alex's heart. That evening, he checked his screen time. Last week, it was almost 6 hours a day. Today, it was only 3 hours. He smiled. It was not perfect, but it was progress. For the first time, Alex stopped chasing perfection. He started chasing improvement. And that made all the difference. A few days later, Alex noticed something surprising. His phone was still the same. The same apps. The same videos. The same notifications. Nothing had changed. But he had changed. The phone was no longer controlling every moment of his day. One afternoon, he was walking through a park. He saw two young boys sitting on a bench. Both were looking at their phones. Neither of them was talking. They were together. But they were not really together. A few steps away, an old father was trying to tell a story to his son. But the son never looked up. His eyes stayed on the screen. The father stopped talking. He smiled sadly and looked away. Alex felt something in his heart. He remembered all the times his mother called him for dinner. His father asked about his day. His friends wanted to talk. But he answered with only one word. Wait. Later. I'm busy. Busy doing what? Watching strangers. While ignoring the people who truly loved him. That evening, Alex visited the old man again. He looked worried. The old man asked, "What happened?" Alex replied, "I think I have lost many beautiful moments." The old man nodded slowly. Then he asked, "Tell me, can you remember the last 50 videos you watched?" Alex laughed. "No. I can't even remember 5. The old man smiled. "But can you remember the last time your family laughed together?" Alex became quiet. "Yes. I remember it clearly." The old man looked into Alex's eyes. "That is the difference. Real life creates memories. Scrolling creates moments that disappear. You spend hours watching content. But after one day, most of it is forgotten. But one honest conversation, one walk with your parents, one evening with your friends, can stay in your heart forever." Alex looked down. He understood. His phone had given him entertainment. But it had taken away experiences. The old man continued. "Your life is not measured by how many videos you watched. It is measured by the moments you truly lived." Alex took a deep breath. That night, he did something different. He put his phone inside a drawer. Then he walked into the living room. His parents were drinking tea. He sat beside them. No phone. No distractions. They talked for almost 1 hour. They laughed. They shared old stories. His mother smiled and said, "It feels nice to have you back." Those simple words touched Alex's heart more deeply than 1,000 short videos ever could. At that moment, Alex realized something. The best moments in life never appear on a screen. They happen. When you finally look up, weeks passed. Day by day, Alex kept making small changes. He did not become perfect. Some days, he still scrolled longer than he wanted. Sometimes he failed. Sometimes he felt frustrated. But there was one big difference. He never gave up. Instead of saying, "I failed," he said, "I am learning." One Sunday morning, Alex met the old man for another walk. They sat under a large tree. The old man asked, "Alex, what is the biggest lesson you have learned?" Alex smiled. "I thought my phone was stealing my time. But now I understand. I was giving my time away." The old man smiled proudly. "Exactly. No app can steal your life. It only takes what you choose to give." Then he picked up a small notebook. On one page he wrote the number 86,400. Alex looked confused. "What does this number mean?" The old man replied, "It is the number of seconds you receive every day. Every morning. Life gives you 86,400 seconds. Rich people get the same. Poor people get the same. Students get the same. Successful people get the same. No one receives more. No one receives less. The question is not how much time you have. The question is what you do with it." Alex looked at the number again. For the first time, time felt valuable. Not because it was expensive, but because it could never return. The old man continued. "If someone offered you $1 million, but you had to give up tomorrow, would you accept?" Alex quickly answered, "No. Never." The old man nodded. "Then remember this. Your tomorrow is worth more than $1 million. So why spend today living a life you don't even enjoy?" Alex became silent. He realized every hour he wasted was a piece of his life, not just a piece of his day. The old man stood up. Before leaving, he gave Alex one final challenge. For the next 7 days, do one simple thing. When you feel the desire to scroll, stop. Take one deep breath. And ask yourself one question. Is this helping my future? Or only entertaining my present? If the answer is your future, continue. If the answer is only entertainment, put the phone down. One small question can change one small decision. One small decision can change one whole day. One day can change your life. Alex smiled. He accepted the challenge. And deep inside, he knew this journey was no longer about using his phone less. It was about living his life more. The next 7 days changed Alex's life. Not because they were easy, but because, for the first time, he was fully awake. Every time his hand reached for the phone, he stopped. He took one deep breath. Then he asked, "Is this helping my future? Or only entertaining my present?" Sometimes, he still opened the app. But many times, he smiled, locked the phone, and walked away. One evening, while cleaning his room, Alex found an old notebook. It was covered with dust. He slowly opened it. Inside, he found a list he had written 3 years earlier. My dreams. Learn English. Get fit. Read 20 books. Start a business. Travel with my parents. Help my family. Alex stared at the page. His eyes became wet. Most of those dreams were still unfinished. Not because they were impossible, But because he had been too busy watching other people live their lives, instead of building his own. That night, he stood in front of the mirror. He asked himself, where will I be 5 years from now, if I keep living like this? He imagined 2 futures. In the first future, he kept scrolling every day. His dreams stayed in the notebook. His health became worse. His confidence disappeared. Years passed. But nothing really changed. Then he imagined another future. He read every day. He exercised. He learned new skills. He spent time with his family. He used his phone as a tool, not as a master. 5 years later, he looked stronger, healthier, smarter, happier. The difference between the 2 futures was not talent. It was not money. It was not luck. It was only the small choices he made every single day. The next morning, Alex walked to the park. He found the old man sitting on the same bench. Without saying a word, Alex smiled. The old man smiled back. I can see it in your eyes, he said. You finally understand. Alex nodded. I spent years trying to change my future. But I never changed my daily habits. The old man laughed softly. Your future has always been hidden inside your daily routine. What you do every day becomes who you become. Alex looked around the park. Children were laughing. Birds were flying. The wind moved gently through the trees. Everything had always been there. He had simply been too busy looking down to notice it. At that moment, Alex made one final promise. I will never let a screen become more important than my real life. And this time, it was not just another promise. It was the beginning of a completely new life. Alex's story may sound simple, but maybe it is also your story. Maybe you also wake up with big dreams. Maybe you also say, I'll start tomorrow. I'll exercise tomorrow. I'll study tomorrow. I'll read tomorrow. But tomorrow keeps moving farther away. Not because you are lazy. Not because you are weak. But because every small distraction steals a small piece of your future. Remember this. Your phone is not your enemy. It is only a tool. A knife can cook food. The same knife can hurt someone. The tool is not good or bad. The person using it makes the difference. Social media can teach you. It can inspire you. It can help you learn new skills. But if you forget your purpose, the tool slowly becomes your master. Alex understood this lesson. He no longer deleted every app. He no longer hated technology. Instead, he created simple rules. No phone during meals. No phone for the first 30 minutes after waking up. No phone 1 hour before sleeping. When studying, the phone stayed in another room. When talking to family, the phone stayed inside his pocket. These were not big changes, but they created a big life. 3 months later, Alex looked different. Not only his body. His face looked calmer. His eyes looked brighter. He could finish books. He could study for hours. He laughed more. He worried less. His parents noticed the change. His friends noticed the change. But the biggest change was inside him. He was finally living his own life, instead of watching everyone else's. So before this story ends, I want to ask you one question. If someone secretly recorded your screen for the last 7 days, would you feel proud? Or disappointed? Would those 7 days bring you closer to your dreams? Or farther away from them? Only you know the answer. And remember, you don't need to change your whole life today. You only need to make one better choice. One less scroll. One more page. One less short video. One more walk. One less excuse. One more action. Because your future is not built in one giant moment. It is built one small decision at a time. So when you finish this video, don't pick up your phone just to scroll again. Instead, stand up. Drink some water. Go outside. Read a few pages of a book. Talk to your parents. Work on your dream. Do something that your future self will thank you for. One day, you will look back at this moment. And you will be happy that you finally stopped scrolling and started living. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video. Subscribe to the English Academy. Share this story with someone who spends too much time on their phone. And remember, your attention is your greatest treasure. Protect it. Take care of yourself. Keep learning. Keep growing. And I will see you in the next story.